So hi beautiful people. I know that a lot of you will be asking yourself that what am I gonna do after I pass my Australian Medical Council? What are the pathways that a doctor can migrate to Australia? So in this video, I will just be talking about two pathways. Okay, I can list out other pathways for you, but I'm just gonna focus on two pathways, okay, so that you will know, like, I'm gonna make it shorter so that it's easier for you to understand. When I make other videos, I would explain the other pathway. So the first pathway is the competent pathway. For this pathway, it's for people that are coming from other competent countries like USA, UK, Ireland, like other countries, New Zealand, that Australia recognizes as a comparable pathway. So in this place, is either you have written the exam, maybe the PLAB 1, PLAB 2, worked for 1 year, or you have USMLE 1 and 2, worked for 1 year, or you have written the Irish Medical Council examination, you have written the Press 1, 2, and you've also worked, and then, or you have also written the New Zealand Medical Council exam and also worked for 1 year. So if this is the category you belong to, then you are in the competent pathway. So now when you come to this competent pathway, you can come over to Australia as a medical doctor. The only thing you need is that you don't need to write Australian Medical Council exam. All you need is to look for employment, and once you get employment from all those other part of the world, then you can come in and apply to APRA through competent pathway. Okay, now the next pathway is the standard pathway. Okay, there is so guys, there is also a specialist pathway, okay, but that's for people that are consultants and probably have worked for a year or 2 years after their fellowship or program. Some of them can just get a consultancy and come over to Australia, but it's kind of a long process, so I'm not going to talk about it in this video. So now the second pathway is the standard pathway. So for this standard pathway, there are two things you can do. Number one, you can choose to go in as the resident medical officer, principal house officer, or like any of the junior medical doctor positions in the hospital, or you can choose to work through the GP pathway. So if you've chosen to go to the hospital, all you need to do is clean your resume and apply for jobs in the hospital. And once you get in the hospital, they would once you get employment, they will sponsor your visa, and you will be able to come over to Australia and work as a doctor. And that is after you've gotten your APRA registration. Now, if you're going to go through the GP pathway, you need to write PESCI. PESCI is the rate limiting step to GP pathway, because you need to pass PESCI to be able to work as a GP in Australia. So in my next video, guys, I'm going to talk about the materials that I used to study for my PESCI that helped me to pass my PESCI in first attempt, and how you can easily get into the GP pathway and the GP training program. I would break that video down so that it's easier for you guys to understand. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye.